Welcome to another episode of The Collective. I am your host, Zack Mo, along with my co-host.
The Collector. What's going on, Zack Mo? Welcome back, everybody. Zack Mo, how was your weekend collecting?
It was pretty solid. I made my first sale.
Oh,
Didn't expect to sell anything ever. We've talked about it before. I was never in this for resale.
mm-hmm.
But needed some cash, wanted some cash. Cash is good. So I decided to sell my 151 master set.
Nice. How'd the process go? What did you learn? How do you feel?
What did I learn? How did I feel? Good questions. I was a little disappointed that I sold it. Not gonna lie, because like I said, I'm in it for the collecting part, and I thought it was really cool having that in a binder.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have a $40 binder that's empty. I don't know what to put in there. Maybe I'll put the cash from the sale in there and just look at that. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have the cash at the moment. So I feel all right. What did I learn though? I learned that it's difficult.
I agree.
It is quite difficult to sell a master set, specifically a master set. I'm sure selling singles is difficult, but I feel like it's far less difficult than a full master set.
You're correct. Unless you're talking about vintage master sets, which are generally pretty easy to sell.
But I'm talking about a set that came out in like August.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I've sold quite a few master sets, and even vintage master sets require a very specific buyer. Master sets are very difficult to sell. That's been my experience as well. And the thing for me is, once you have a master set, I don't want to break it up. So I don't want to sell the top 4 cards, even if they're worth 80% of what the master set is worth.
Right. Definitely.
Because I just don't want to break up the set. Then I have an incomplete master set, and I'm left with just, a binder that's missing the cards that I really wanted anyway.
Well, see, that was the thing. So I agree. I had already collected dupes of like the cards that I really liked from the set. So like the SIR, Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise, the Wartortle, Squirtle. I mean, those lines, the 3 Kanto lines. Well, the whole set's Kanto. Those lines, I'd already have dupes of. So I was okay with selling the master set because I wasn't getting rid of cards that I liked.
That's interesting. I didn't even know you had dupes of the starter lines, but that's
even better. I made sure to have them.
Yeah, that's even better. So you made a sale. Very interesting.
I made a sale. I did.
Yeah, I do that all the time, and I very frequently regret selling things.
How do you do that?
Well, obviously, our audience knows I run a stream. Unless you're new and you don't know, I run a stream on TikTok called The Collectors Club. You can follow me.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Follow me at collector_MCB. I stream 4 days a week. But I've sold so many things that I temporarily had sellers remorse over selling. But what I've learned over the years is that I can just buy them again. Like Umbreon, the Umbreon VMAX that we've talked about, the Moon Kitty, I've bought and sold, I think, 8 PSA 10s in the last few months.
Must be nice to have money, huh?
Well, I mean, it goes in and out, in and out, in and out. I buy it, I sell it. I buy it, I sell it. I buy it, I sell it. Because the market's been moving. I was timing it well, whatever. I did okay on that one multiple times. But every time I would sell it, I'm like, damn, I really wish I kept that. But and that's definitely not the only card. I mean, so when I first started streaming, if you go back and watch like old videos of mine on TikTok and stuff, you'll see this poster of Charizards that I had. I was like really obsessed with collecting Charizard stuff in the early days of my streaming.
Who isn't?
Exactly. And I had this sick like poster thing that held singles, and I think it was 16 or maybe 20 singles that it held. Maybe whatever, give or take a few cards. It held roughly 20 singles.
It was a poster or it was like a plaque?
it was a poster, like a framed poster, like black frame with slats that you could slide the singles in on. And they had their own like plastic. They're not quite top loaders, but they had like plastic holders. And so you would slide 5 cards, I think, either 4 or 5 cards across. And then I think it was either 4 or 5 rows. So 20, 25 cards, something like that. And so I had all these Charizards. And at first, when I first started the set, I had framed the exterior with fire energies because I didn't have enough Charizards. And then eventually I had it filled with every different Charizard that I wanted to be collecting at that time. And then at some point, my collecting goals changed and I ended up selling the entire thing and moving into other stuff. So at the time, I wasn't really huge on collecting Gengar stuff, but that is ultimately where I landed. And I feel, at least for now, the lane that I'm probably going to be staying in for quite a while. I've adapted my
personality.
Approach, my personality to no longer be a Zard fanboy. No, I've adapted my approach with Gengar, and I learned a lot from collecting Charizard stuff. So there's a few Pokemon that we've talked about this before, but there's a few Pokemon that are like staple Pokemon. They're always popular. They do very well in every set, and financially speaking, they always trend upwards. They're always more expensive a few years after they come out than they are when they come out. Mm-hmm. Charizard and Gengar are part of that crew. So what I started doing now is I grade 1 copy of every Gengar that comes out until I get it in a PSA 10. So even if I have to grade 5 of 1 card, like I'll keep grading until I have it in a 10. So I have nonsense Gengars in PSA 10s, like cards that you'd be like, why did you grade that? Like a uncommon Gengar or a like a random hollow Gengar. The thing is, if you look at a set, I think it's Breakthrough. There's a Gengar in Breakthrough that the PSA 10 hollow I think is like $140. And I want it, right? But I don't want to spend $140 on a PSA 10 Gengar. So I'm grading all the Gengars now. And then eventually, when I like all the dupes that I hit, if I hit 10s on multiples, when they're worth a little bit more money, I'll sell those off and buy some of the stuff that I don't really want to spend a ton of money on right now. Versus what I was doing with Charizard stuff, like I was buying all the old stuff. I was paying top dollar for all this stuff that had already appreciated in value. Mm-hmm. And I do that as well with some of the Gengar. Like some of the Gengar collection, I pay quite a bit for certain cards that I know I'll never pull. Like the Phantom Gate full art Gengar. That's one that I'm not going to open enough Japanese Phantom Gate to pull that card, let alone in a 10. So I bought that one. But
those worth mean nothing to me.
Phantom Gate is the Japanese version of Phantom Forces. It's an XY era set, 2016. It's the one that in Discord people started calling the Mike and Ike Gengar, the one with all the little colorful polka dots around it. It's a dope card. I really, really like it. Anyway,
I'll have to look that up.
It's a dope card. It's in the Discord. Join our Discord.
I am in the Discord. Why are you
telling me to join? Not you. I'm talking to the audience.
Okay.
To the listeners, to our lovely listeners. But yeah, I think the reason the reason I'm telling you all this is like to try to eliminate some of that seller's remorse where you regret selling the master set. I think
I'm already over it.
That's good. There you go. Now you got more money to buy whatever you want. Buy more Pokemon or shift into something else, whether it's life stuff or something else collection goal wise. It's always good to have.
I'm collecting cup of noodles so that I can eat them, parcel it out.
You got your commissary budget.
Exactly.
You sold the 151 master set for the commissary budget.
Okay. You can get 24 cup of noodles on Amazon for like $12.
There you go.
Right?
50 cents a meal, man. It doesn't get much better than that. You got to get out of New York, bro. It's way too expensive there.
That's not even why, though. I just like cup of noodles. But it is really expensive here. Yeah.
It's extremely expensive in New York. You got to get out of New York.
Which is difficult for me because of my dumb eyes. My diabetic retinopathy. My eyes are stupid.
Your dumb eyes.
Yes.
Not demise. Yes.
No, my dumb eyes.
Okay.
And my demise. I don't drive. It's so like I see These glasses that I'm wearing right now, if you're listening on one of the other platforms aside from YouTube, I'm currently wearing glasses. I usually don't. I have a sticker on this lens. It's called a Fresnel sticker. Don't ask me to spell that because it's not spelled like Fresnel. And how's the best way to explain this? I didn't even explain why I need them. I see double. So if I'm like looking at something, I'll see it, but I'll also see it up and to the right. Okay. So the lens, the sticker lens that's on here, puts everything back together.
Okay.
But my eyes, I've had 5 surgeries, so they're stupid anyway. I probably can drive, I just don't for the safety of everybody else.
Just get one of those stickers on your windshield, and then you'll be set.
What sticker that says I'm blind? Just stay away from
No,
it.
the sticker that you have on your glasses.
Oh, well, I'll just wear the glasses.
Nah, it'd be cooler. It'd be cooler to have it on your windshield. Then your passengers would be like, "What the hell is going on in this car?"
Confuse the shit out of everybody. But yeah, I mean, everywhere outside of New York City. So yeah, this is why we were talking about my demise. That's fun to say. Everywhere it requires you to drive, which is difficult. In New York City, I got the subway, I got the buses. You know, it's very accessible. It's expensive. I'll give you that. It's one hell of an expensive place to live, but it's easy to get around for people like me.
That's important. You gotta feel like you can commute to wherever you want to commute without any trouble.
Exactly. And I mean, nobody's subscribing to my OnlyFans, so
shout out Zack Mo's OnlyFans. 0 subscribers, 4 years on the platform.
Yeah, it sounds about right when COVID hit.
Oh my god. Unbelievable. What's your OnlyFans? How do I find that?
I'll put a link in the Discord.
Do you actually have an OnlyFans?
I made one.
Create it as a creator?
Yeah, it's a joke. Nobody subbed to.
This is interesting.
Well, listen. When COVID hit, I didn't know that we were all going to be getting $600 a week from unemployment. So me and one of my friends, we were fucking around with each other, and I said, "Hey, I'm going to make an OnlyFans."
And you recorded that.
Recorded what?
You and your friend fucking around with each other.
No, she lives in Jersey. Shout out Kate if you're listening. Kate doesn't have an OnlyFans. That's funny. So I told her, I said, "Hey, I'm gonna make an OnlyFans so that I can make money during this tough time when I'm not working." But then the government was like, "Yo, you're $600 a week," and I was like, "Yo, thank you." Now I don't have to sell myself.
Right. Well, I think ultimately you would have made more if you heavily pursued your OnlyFans career, but here we are.
I highly doubt that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a confident guy.
People are into some various things out there, man.
Well, the only thing
like all kinds of stuff.
In all honesty, the only thing I think that would make money is that I have an amputated toe.
Okay, I think you're wrong about that. I think that's extremely niche.
I don't think so at all. I think it's
your
only
beard and your
well, yeah. I mean,
overall, yeah. Your overall, like, I don't know, what's the bear? Is that it? Your overall bearish appearance.
I am
would probably draw more of a crowd.
I don't know. You say it's niche because you're not into it, and also because it's not mainstream. It's also not mainstream. You don't hear everybody talking about, "Oh, I like a foot with 4 fucking toes on it." They're doing that in the privacy of their homes, and I'm sure I can find at least 100 people who will give me $5 to see pictures of it.
The internet is a crazy place. You can definitely find lots of people who pay for lots of things. I don't disagree with that sentiment at all.
Hey, I buy Pokemon cards on the internet. Somebody's looking for a 4-toed foot.
People buy all kinds of crazy things on the internet. Amputee foot pictures is a little different than Pokemon cards, but the point is
not for them. What if they collect them?
Maybe not. Yeah.
What if they print it out and put it in a binder?
Oh my god. This podcast, we should start over. How long can we kill this 15 minutes and start a new topic? Good Lord. How did we end up
I think it was a fantastic topic.
On toe binders. All right, well, let's move to something else, please.
Toe binders. I'm collecting toes.
Oh, it was too Dahmer-esque for me. That was a sick movie.
Nobody said they're eating them. Though. They're not grating it and putting it on pasta.
Oh my God. Oh, please change the. Please ask me a question. This has gone too far.
You really want me to ask you a question after thinking that?
Sure. I'll try to salvage this fucking train wreck.
What have you been into lately?
Toes. A lot of fucking.
Hey, I tried to steer you away.
Well,
that's on you.
Collecting wise, I have kind of just been doing pretty much work stuff, like for the Pokemon stream, and my focus outside of work has been, like, I haven't bought a slab for myself in a couple of months, but so my focus outside of work has been this big like backyard renovation project that I had going on, which is now finally pretty much entirely complete.
Soul Stove, shout out last episode.
Solo stove, yep. Solar lights. Lots of solar lights going on. I've been collecting solar lights. I bought a lot of different accessories and things like that. Yeah. I mean, I have 2 kids and I wanted the backyard to be like super, super nice for them. So we got the swing set in and the pool, and yeah, it's also accessible for adults in the evening because it is lit nicely with solar lights.
You hear that? It's lit.
It's lit. So we have a speaker. We have like a solar speaker, Bluetooth speaker, and it's got magnets on it. I don't know why they did this, but I'm glad they did. And I connected it to the roof, the inside of the roof of the gazebo that we built, or it's a pergola, really, but regardless. And it like radiates. Pergola? No, it's not, but it will be now that you said it. It like radiates the noise throughout the gazebo. It's dope. It's super cool. My daughter and I watched the first half of Shrek in the gazebo. It was sick.
Oh, I'm jealous. I was gonna say we should have a rave, but watching Shrek, that wasn't dope in there.
Yeah, it was sick. It was
awesome. Have a Shrek rave in there. Have you seen those?
Is that a thing? A Shrek rave?
That is a thing. Yeah.
No, I don't know about it.
It's a thing. I want to go so badly.
All right. The cool thing about watching Shrek with my daughter was that she had never seen Shrek before. So it was like a whole new experience for her. And they started doing that little Duloc song, and she was like enamored by it. And I was like,
welcome to Duloc.
Yeah, that one. It was awesome. It was really, really cool.
Movie.
Yeah,
it's such a good franchise.
Yeah. Top 5 kids movie.
Top 5 movies, not kids, just movies.
Well, I don't know about top 5 movies, but
I don't know about your opinion then.
Top 5 animated movie. I'll give you that.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Top 5 in the animated category. There's no way it's beating out 5 other movies by Scorsese, Tarantino. There's no way.
Yeah, but the thing is, my top 5 movies, those directors aren't in it. So
you don't have a single Tarantino movie in your top 5?
Maybe Django.
Django doesn't even make my top 5. It's a great movie though.
Django is oh, you know what? Inglourious Bastards might.
Also a fantastic movie.
Might be
also
the Jew
doesn't make my top 5 though. Yeah,
well,
not my top 5, but it's definitely top 20. Top 20. It's a great movie.
It is. Definitely is.
So
you got a pergola.
Yeah. So here's what this made me think of. Did you have a bunch of Disney VHSs when you were a kid?
Of course.
I wonder if those are going to be worth money one day.
I think they already are.
Only like sealed, like
Oh,
good condition ones. Maybe I'm wrong.
My sister's favorite Disney movie is The Little Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
Still is. I mean, she has like an Ursula collection of things.
That's cool.
Yeah, she's okay. I met my sister, not Ursula. Ursula's cool.
Got it. Yeah.
So I remember I must have been about, I don't know, 8, 9 years old. and our block was having yard sales. Everybody was putting something out, and I sold her Little Mermaid VHS for like $5. She's 4 years older than me.
Yeah,
She was so fucking pissed.
Dude, I would be mad too, but you crushed it to get $5 for a VHS back then.
Right? I was like,
that was a
hell
good
yeah.
sale. I would have sold it too.
I did not have buyer's remorse then. I mean, seller's remorse.
Seller's remorse, yeah. I was a little bit more destructive to my sister. She's younger than me. But I never sold her Little Mermaid movie, but I did steal her favorite Barbie. And this is like one of the things that I got in the most trouble for as a kid.
Are we about to hear a story where you sound like Sid from Toy Story?
Probably you would relate it to that, yeah. So I was best friends with this kid, Chris Bonomo. If you ever happen upon this, like reach out to me, man. We were like such good friends until second grade. What happened? Where did you move to? Nah, dude, he moved. Relax. Me and Chris were tight. We would still be friends. Shut up, bro. Anyway, me and this kid, Chris, I stole my sister's Barbie. I went over to his house for some reason. And we had one of those like volcanoes, like the science experiment volcanoes.
Baking soda.
Yeah, but it was like a good one. It like looked like a science fair volcano. And for whatever reason,
your word on that.
For whatever reason, we decided to rip off Barbie's head and put it in the volcano and then blow it up out of the volcano. Traumatized my sister.
You made her.
I have a lot of stories. I traumatized her. I said.
Yeah.
Oh, did I make her watch? I didn't make her, but like it was like one of those things. Like she probably couldn't look away. She's only a few years younger than me. I have a lot of stories about my sister. I hit her in the face with a hammer one time. By accident. I was a kid. Relax.
By accident, my ass.
It was, dude. Okay. Here's the story of the hammer.
You yelled, fuck your Barbie, and then whacked her in the face with a hammer.
All right. Here's the story of the hammer. My dad puts in flooring professionally. And he had
carpentry.
Carpentry is wood. But yeah, he's in the carpenters union, actually. Anyway.
Oh, so then who's correct?
He had a tile hammer. A tile hammer is made out of rubber. It's like a rubber mallet. And for whatever reason, I was playing around with this tile hammer outside. My sister was with me. We were playing. And I swung this tile hammer at a tree as hard as I could. But it was rubber. I don't know why, bro. I just swung it at a tree. But it was rubber. And she was standing behind me. And it bounced back off the tree. And hit her square in the face.
Oh, my God.
So that's how I hit my sister in the face with a hammer.
Is she okay now?
Yeah, she's fine. She's fine.
I doubt she comes over a lot.
That's not true. I saw her this weekend. She forgave me. The only thing she didn't forgive me for is I threw what I don't really remember. My recollection about this is a little fuzzy. We were having a snowball fight. I thought it was a snowball that I threw at her. Everybody else claims it was an ice block. And yeah, she ended up getting a black eye from that. And she had a dance recital that day. It was a mess. That was not a good situation.
When we were
She's
kids,
still not happy about that one.
When we were kids. So I've shouted him out on here before. Me, George, probably a couple other kids on the block. We were having a snowball fight. My sister was outside. George packed a snowball to complete ice and chucked it at my sister. Now, I tell you, George used to be very good at baseball. And he threw that ball, that snowball, ice ball, so fucking perfectly. All you hear is smack right in the fucking face. She runs inside crying. She runs to my dad. And she goes, George just hit me in the face with an ice ball. My dad's words, you probably deserved it.
Solid. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. She still brings that up to this day whenever we see
I'm
George.
Sure. Yeah. Most people don't forget getting hit in the face with a block of ice. Well, I guess our sisters could bond over that.
Fine. They're fine. Well, I never tore off her Barbie's head, though, you sick fuck.
I think that was it for her. And then, do you have a brother? Yeah, you have a brother.
I do, yeah.
I have a younger brother. And
so you're the oldest.
I'm the oldest, yeah. And
I'm the baby.
Well, my younger brother, dude, we were watching wrestling, me and my dad and my brother. I think it was like, I want to say it was like a pay-per-view. It was like a big deal for us to be up late watching wrestling for whatever reason. But I feel like it was on a Thursday because I remember it was a school night. So maybe it was SmackDown. I don't remember.
Sounds like SmackDown if you ask me.
Because they never did pay-per-views on Thursdays, right?
No, that was SmackDown.
Okay. So maybe it was just SmackDown and we stayed up. Maybe it was like there was like a big match or something. But the three of us were up like watching it. We all watched wrestling every week, but like for whatever reason that night we were allowed to stay up late and watch this particular match. Anyway, I was upstairs brushing my teeth, and my brother, there's two different versions of this story, bro. There's my version of the story, and then there's everybody else's version of this story. I remember it my way. Everybody else agrees on this other way. I was brushing my teeth. My brother came in hot and tried to headbutt me, and I moved out of the way, and he cracked his face open on the porcelain sink, and like, looked just like we had just watched on WWF, like blood dripping down his face, bro. And I don't know if you ever got a cut on your forehead, or like obviously if you've watched wrestling, them fuckers bleed. So he's like, bro, like bad. I'm like, I'm gonna die. Like my dad's gonna kill me. And so I'm like holding his mouth shut. He's like trying to cry. I'm like, shut up. You know what I mean? And I like call up the stairs. My parents lived up in the whatever attic. And I'm like, Mom, my brother, I'm not going to dox him. My brother hit his head. And she like looked down the stairs and could see this blood like all over his face and just screamed, bro. So that's my recollection of the story. Evidently, how my brother remembers it, he came in and tried to give me a hug to say goodnight, and I slammed his head into the fucking sink. I swear to God, bro, I don't remember it that way. I remember him coming in trying to headbutt me, but his version of the story.
After hearing what you've done to your
Barbie
sister,
head and all this other
Barbie
shit,
head, a hammer,
I sound
an
guilty,
ice block. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was just trying to be a loving brother, give you a nice hug goodnight. Sweet dreams, brother collector.
Either way, he got 3 stitches.
Slammed his head.
Yeah, my dad.
I love you. Good night.
Pretty much, that's how he remembers it. And yeah, he ended up having to go to the hospital and get stitches in his head. Good times.
You ruined that night for everybody because now Dad had to drive to the
hospital. We never watched wrestling together after that again. I wasn't allowed. We weren't allowed to watch it together
because you're a psychopath.
No, because it got my brother too riled up, bro.
Riled up with love, apparently.
I think he was like 6 or 7. He was so young.
That's terrible. I'm surprised they didn't have you admitted.
Nah, that was later in life.
Yeah, I feel that.
Anyway, yeah, we stopped being able to watch wrestling after that together, but we did watch wrestling together every week. I don't even know how we got on this tangent. You asked what I've been up to, and I'm like, let me tell you how I abused my siblings.
Yeah, that's pretty much how we got there.
Yeah, that's how it went.
You once told me that you are a huge nerd and you collect stamps.
Yeah, that's true. I don't agree with the nerd part, but I do have a small stamp collection.
Nerd alert.
It's not like so people like collect stamps, you know, the same way we collect Pokemon and other things. People collect stamps, like books of them. They hunt them down. They try to find like stamps from certain eras. Do you know much about stamp collecting?
Not collecting. I know they're used to send mail.
That's their general purpose. So there's a lot of nuances to stamp collecting, right? When you send a piece of mail, it gets like a stamp from the post office. Stamp gets stamped, and where that stamp lands on the stamp impacts the value of the stamp in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like how Pokemon cards can be miscut, things can have like
I get what
weird stamps. Anyway, people like really collect stamps, like stamps that have already been used through the mail, stamps that have never been used. I'm not that kind of stamp collector. I buy stamps that I think are cool, that maybe I don't know if who cares if they'll be worth more money in the future. They're just cool. They're all forever stamps, everything I buy. So I have like Batman stamps. I think I have the Disney villain set. I have Scooby-Doo stamps, and
Now,
I have a
I may
Pokemon
be an
stamp
idiot.
collection.
I may be an idiot, but I've heard that term before, forever stamps.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck does
You
that
don't know
mean?
okay, cool. You don't know what a forever stamp is. So stamps have been going up in price. Sometimes they go down in price, but traditionally speaking, like all other things in the world, stamps go up in price. They introduced forever stamps, I think, when stamps hit 41 cents originally. I could be wrong on that. Maybe it was 37 cents. Whatever. Forever stamps, you pay current stamp price, and then they're good as one stamp forever. So right now stamps are like 61 cents, something like that. So you buy a forever stamp. Let's say stamps are 61 cents for argument's sake. You buy a forever stamp today, it costs you 61 cents. In 4 years, when stamps are 73 cents, you use your 61-cent forever stamp and it's equally valued to a 73-cent stamp.
Okay, I get it now.
So almost all stamps that you're buying nowadays are forever stamps, except for like collector's edition stamps. Or if you're buying stamps in strange denominations, you can buy like 10-cent stamps, 2-cent stamps. I have stamps of like various different values. I have like 22-cent stamps.
What's your most expensive stamp?
Probably the current forever stamps. Well, the Pokemon stamps are expensive. But my non-Pokemon stamps, just the forever stamps, whatever those are worth. I don't even know. I've never even looked up the resale value on anything other than the Pokemon stamp box.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty dope.
Which is super dope. Let me see if I can make it show up on camera. Hold one moment.
And while he's doing that, he doesn't have his headphones in. He's sick. He's sick. He's sick. While you're doing that, while he's doing that, you can put in the comments of stuff that you collect. Like he collects stamps. What's something that you collect as well? Let us know.
All right. Whoa. I have to be careful how I hold this. But this is the Pokemon stamp collection. And those are Pokemon stamps, all of those. So that's
how old are those?
They're relatively recent.
Oh.
2021 this collection came out.
What was
these are actual these are Japanese stamps though. They're not US stamps. But there's a holographic Venusaur, holographic Charizard, and holographic Blastoise stamp, along with Scorbunny, Yamper, Greedent, Zacian, Zamazenta, and then 2 promo stamps.
Yamper's got a fat butt.
Yamper's got a dump. It's hard to see him. But yeah, you can see there. You can make out the big 3.
I can
make. But those are all usable stamps. These are still sealed. And then, whoops, sorry, Mike, pop the mic. There's a promo card in here as well. It's gonna be impossible to see with the background filter. Anyway, the promo's worth quite a bit of money as well.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's like a long-term hold for me. I think that eventually that box will be worth quite a bit of money. But we're talking, a decade down the line. That's like something that you sell once it's vintage.
We might not even be here.
So yeah, who knows? Who
knows?
What's
scary?
A lot of things, but tell me what you're thinking of.
The super volcano under Yellowstone.
Dude, I heard about that a long time ago. What have you heard recently?
Overdue. Recently, nothing. I just I saw a video on TikTok of it, and it just
popped into your head recently.
Yeah. I watched a documentary on it a long time ago, and it scared the ever living shit out of me.
It was overdue then, so it's even more overdue now.
It's overdue by like, I don't know if I should say hundreds of thousands. It's definitely not hundreds of thousands, but like tens of thousands of years, like 40,000 years overdue to erupt.
I remember learning about this, and it could like wipe out the whole country or a big portion of the country or something.
Like the video I recently saw on TikTok, it like showed like the impact zones. So like us being on the East Coast, we would be getting a dusting of volcanic ash, which is
sick.
harmful as fuck because it has glass in it. So if we breathe that in, it's just going to cut up our esophagus and lungs.
Nah, bro. I smoked Newports for a long time. I'd be all right.
Me too.
I got those Newport
good old
lungs.
Newports. Oh man, I miss that.
I do not miss that at all.
Cigarettes. I do. But it would completely destroy the crops. So all of our food sources in America would be done for like a generation. America would be fucked. It would also,
bro. When's the last time you ate
the earth?
When's the last time you ate a crop?
A crop?
Yeah, you said it would kill our crops. When's the last time you ate a crop? You eat cup noodles.
Aside from cup noodles,
what else you eat?
I eat broccoli, corn.
Where do you get your broccoli and corn, bro? You go to farmers markets, or you buying that shit in a can?
I don't fucking know. Sometimes the farmers market. Sometimes
I'm just saying they're catastrophizing a bit. We'd be all right. There's a lot of ramen and cup noodles out there. We'd make it happen.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what I'd survive off of is my ramen. Like I said, I'm collecting. I get 24 for $12.
Do you have a stockpile of cup noodle and ramen for real?
It's in a bunker.
Bro, I just not have a bunker in New York City.
Sure, I do. It's the subway.
That's true. What movie? Oh, yeah. Eric. That show Eric on Netflix. Check that out if you haven't already. That's dope.
Okay, I will. But we wouldn't be able to breathe.
Subway system. That would suck. That would be tough. But like in all those post-apocalyptic films, everybody's got masks on. We'd be Gucci. I wear my
have a mask
snorkel
at hand.
Snorkel?
How is a snorkel going to help you?
What if I put cheesecloth on the top of it to filter out the air?
You're gonna put cheese on it?
Cheesecloth, bro. You don't know cheesecloth?
I know provolone, American, cheddar.
All right, well,
Swiss.
Obviously, you're not educated on cheesecloth. Cheesecloth is how cheese is made, bro. How some cheeses are made. But it also works as a good filtering agent.
All right, well, you run around with your snorkel.
Yep.
I'm going to go find, I think the closest thing I can find to a gas mask is a bong. You ever seen those? Those gas masks with a bong at the end of it?
Yeah. You got them at work?
Probably the closest. We don't have them, but I could find one on that block very easily.
That store you used to get your Pokemon cards from sells them, I bet.
No, I don't even know if they're still open.
I don't
The owners are definitely dead. They were old. It was like an old couple. They're definitely dead. It's terrible. But they're not dead from the super volcano.
No. Dude, there's so many other things that... There's so many other things. If a super volcano takes me out, like, all right, it is what it is. You know what I mean? There's so many other things that would be so much worse, in my opinion. Like, at least that is, like, beyond our control. Like, we didn't do that. I'd be at peace with that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not our fault that a super volcano erupted or erupts or whatever. So many other things would be our fault. Like, we caused the end of humanity and so many different outcomes of conspiracy theories and whatever theories. I'd be okay with a super volcano.
All right, that's good to know. So when the super volcano goes off, I hope you just run around with your snorkel giggling. I'm okay with this.
Probably wouldn't be giggling, bro, but you know, existentially speaking, I'm happier with that outcome than some other outcomes.
I get what you're saying. I'll give you that.
That's my thoughts on the matter. Let us know in the comments. How would you like to go? Via natural disaster, or man-made apocalypse? And which one's coming first?
Do you think you could survive a zombie apocalypse?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes.
I think I can.
We do.
See, my issue is finding insulin.
That's a tough spot, bro. That's a tough thing to have to do.
Well, right around the corner from me, there's a CVS. So my first stop is there, and I'm reading their insulin.
How many other people are going there first, or at the same time?
But not everybody's going there for insulin.
You got the competition, bro. The smart ones are going there and taking everything.
I'll just bust out my EDC.
Yeah. What are you carrying in a zombie apocalypse? What's your daily carry?
Well, right off the bat, day one, I have a machete.
Okay.
So
So
that's good.
wait, first of all, we have to define these zombies because there's different kinds of zombies. Are we talking Dawn of the Dead? Are we talking Shaun of the Dead? Like, well, how
Fuck
are
up.
these
Shaun of
zombies?
the Dead. Let's go Shaun of the Dead.
So slow, dumb, hit him in the head zombies.
Yeah, or like even like Walking Dead. Those are slow and dumb.
Okay, slow, dumb, head strike
If
kills
these
them.
zombies are running, I'm done.
Yeah, like what was that? What's that movie? The
I Am
Will Smith
Legend.
one? I Am Legend. Those are fast zombies,
If
right?
they're zombies like I Am Legend, I'm offing myself. Those things were horrifying.
Yeah, it was pretty rough if I remember that movie
But
correctly.
even
Okay,
in
so we
like
got
Dawn of the Dead,
slow. Go
even in
ahead.
Dawn of the Dead, they were fast.
Yeah, that's what I said. Dawn of the Dead or Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
So we're talking Shaun of the Dead, dumb zombies. Your first stop, you're hitting CVS.
See, the other issue is, are these zombies coming out of the ground as well?
I don't.
Because
That's
there's
so
different types of
unrealistic,
zombies.
bro. That's so
Okay, good.
unrealistic.
Because I live right next to a cemetery, and I
Nah,
would be
that's so
fucked.
unrealistic, bro. That's so unrealistic. I
Okay,
don't
so
think
it's
that
just
that's how, like, we're not, this isn't Thriller. Like, we're talking like some kind of crazy, disease turns people into zombies and it
okay.
spreads the same, spreads via bites or contact through blood. And they move slow and they're dumb and the way to kill them is to
Destroy the brain.
I could remember the exact line. I wish I would have remembered the exact line from Shaun of the Dead. But what are they? Removing the head or destroying the brain? Is that what they
Yeah,
say?
something like that. Yeah.
That's how you can kill him, by removing the head or destroying the brain. All right, so your
He,
first stop, you're trying to
he.
it's Electro. What a good movie. You've got red on you. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna just stay here quoting Shaun of the Dead for 20 minutes. So, okay, so you have it tough right off the bat. You're trying to go to CVS to get insulin.
Right.
What are you carrying this insulin? Zach, there's a zombie apocalypse. Go.
What am I carrying the insulin in?
Yeah. How much insulin is one CVS gonna have? How are you gonna store it? These are important. You need to know this
Well,
already,
the
bro.
electric grid isn't going out immediately. I live on the second floor. That's already a good thing. I'm living on the second floor. So if I run to CVS, I run back, kill a few zombies on the way. I may stop at the gas station to grab cigarettes and jewel pods. Then I get back here. I put it in the fridge because the electrical grid isn't going to go immediately. So I put all the insulin in the fridge. I board up the door downstairs. Make sure the nice family that lives under me aren't zombies. And hunker down for a while.
How much insulin did you get?
Let's say I got. Well, when I go pick up, I get a.
When I go pick up, when I go see my guy.
Yeah. When I go pick up my insulin, I usually get 3 months supply. So let's just say they have at least a 3 month supply, but let's say they have it for like 5 people just sitting there. So I mean that's a decent amount.
So you're gonna murder 4 other people.
No, I just got there first and got the insulin and got
Cold-blooded.
the fuck out.
Cold-blooded.
Hey, it's
If
an
you're
apocalypse.
surviving it, bro, if you're surviving a zombie apocalypse, you have to.
I mean, if I find somebody that I personally know that also needs insulin, sure, I'll share it. But
Would you?
the people I don't know, yeah, I would.
Okay.
Like, let's say for conversation's sake, you actually needed insulin, and we were able to connect during a zombie apocalypse. I would share my insulin with you so you stay alive.
I'll trade you this holographic Charizard.
I don't even want it at that point.
For a shot of insulin.
Is it a base set first edition?
Bro, how do you know Pokemon doesn't become the currency in a zombie apocalypse?
Because it's not. Because then the only people that would be alive are idiots like us.
Dude, I think we have a good shot. What's the currency? Zombie apocalypse. What's
Cigarettes.
currency? Nah. Food.
Cigarettes are gonna hold. Cigarettes
Food and
will
medicine.
food of course and medicine, but cigarettes will hold a type of currency.
I'm off nicotine right away. I have like probably a 2.5 year supply of once a day cigars. After that, no mas.
How? Wait, you said 2.5 years?
Probably something like that. I got a lot of cigars. I collect cigars too.
That's wild.
Yes, I collect a lot of things.
You're
Yeah, I
a
got a lot of
collector.
cigars. Maybe not 2.5 years, but 2.5 years once a day. Nah, that would be like 750 cigars. I probably have like 300 ish.
You went from 2.5 to just 1 year.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't smoke cigars very often, so I wasn't really doing the math properly. I don't have 700 cigars for sure, not. I probably have closer to 300 cigars. 350.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I've never counted them. I have a lot of cigars. Plus, you could cut one in half and smoke half one day, half the next day. I'd be getting off nicotine right away, bro. If we're in zombie apocalypse, nicotine's out.
I need it. I need the vice.
I need to live. Nicotine's out. First thing. Don't care. Not high on my priority list.
Okay, what's next?
Well, I have a wife and kids, so my situation's very different. My survival planning would have to revolve around keeping them safe as well. So there's a pharmacy across the street, there's a food store down the street. We have an attic and a basement that are both relatively secure. Probably a similar idea. I'd go stock up on essential medicine and try to get as much non-perishable food as possible. That would be first things first, you know?
Now, you said your situation is different because you have a wife and kids. I'm sorry, do I not have a family?
I mean, who are you living with that you're immediately responsible for that can't take care of themselves? You have a
All
1-year-old?
three of them. No, I have a mother, a sister, and a brother, and all three of them would need every ounce of my being in a zombie apocalypse.
I mean, they're not one though, bro. Like they can walk.
All right. Listen, I'm not going to get into too much. My mother cannot walk. She trips on anything. That's all I'm going to say.
What about your brother and sister? Could they help you take care of mom?
No, because they're idiots. My brother,
Okay.
no. You know what? I'm leaving them. I'm coming to you.
Good. You can help watch the kids while we do supply runs.
My family's going to wind up getting me killed. My mom's going to put the TV too loud or something. I can't hear it. Well, now everybody can fucking hear it and the zombies are coming.
Dude, another positive. We watch TV with subtitles.
Well, we did for years because both my grandparents were deaf. So for some reason, my mom doesn't like to do it anymore. I like watching TV with subtitles because I'm usually chomping on chips and I can't hear anything.
Yeah, my wife, when she was growing up, her best friend was deaf, and I think that's where she learned to do it. Like that's where she learned the habit of doing it. And I'm hard of hearing myself. I wear hearing aids, so hearing aid technology is incredible. By the way, like right now when I have these on, I don't wear my hearing aids, but when I'm like just going around about my day, I have my hearing aids on, and all of the audio from my phone feeds directly to my hearing aids. They're just like Bluetooth headphones. So like I'll like scroll videos on TikTok or Instagram on my phone and it's going directly into my ears. There's no audio that anybody else hears. I can set it up to my TV as well. But anyway, the point is we'd be using subtitles if we needed to watch TV. We probably wouldn't be watching much TV, bro. Like I don't know about do you like what would we would have to probably play games. We have lots of board games. We could do that. But once TV goes out, like once the power grid goes down, there's no Netflix. We don't have a DVD player. VHS
but how long
player.
do we have before the power grid goes out?
The power grid will be on longer. Like we'll have access to power much longer than we'll have cable and
right.
internet.
Yeah, of course. Right.
So power isn't necessarily the issue for entertainment. We'll have access to power.
I have a Nintendo Switch. There's my entertainment. I just got to charge it.
So you can play however many console games you have. So you'd be, I mean, for you, that actually probably would be pretty great. You have Red Dead 2. You should be playing that for a year.
I can play that for much longer than a year. I've been playing that since 2018.
We have a Switch as well, but that's it for video game consoles. So the kids would probably have to learn bushcrafting skills in the house and play board games.
I'm a mean man in Monopoly.
Dude, Monopoly is one of the craziest board games. I don't think my wife would ever play Monopoly with me again.
Nobody in
my I play games to win, bro. Like every game I play, I want to win.
Yeah, nobody will play Monopoly with me because I'm such a cutthroat.
Let's play each other in Monopoly, bro.
Meet up.
At the meetup, we'll bring out Monopoly. You know what? They have a Pokemon edition Monopoly. I'll get that for the meetup.
I always thought, like, if I'm playing with friends, I'm like, listen, when Monopoly starts, we're not friends anymore.
It's like a 3-hour torture session, though.
I've finished a game of Monopoly with 2 of my friends in 45 minutes.
They didn't know how to play Monopoly, though.
Oh, they did. It's just
not the way that you know how to play Monopoly. Well, 45 minutes is too quick, bro. You can't even get around the board 10 times in 45 minutes.
I have my secrets.
All right. I play other board games. I haven't played Monopoly much lately. I am cutthroat at it, but
my theory is that Hitler played Monopoly against some nice, kind Jewish folk, and they beat the shit out of him in it. And that might have been
that's your theory. Monopoly caused the Holocaust.
No, my real theory. It's not a real theory. The one I mostly say is that, you know how he was an artist.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. You're probably a little bit more versed in the history of Adolf Hitler.
So he was an artist, and he didn't get into a Hebrew school. And not a Hebrew school. What am I talking about? He didn't get into an art school. And I always said that it was ran by Hebrews. So that is what caused it. He was highly upset.
Your version of history is slightly different. It's like my story about my brother hitting his head and my brother's story about my brother hitting his head. There's vast differences in your interpretation and reality's interpretation.
I don't know. I mean, there's got to be a reason why he hated us so much, and I think it was either the art school or he lost at Monopoly.
I don't know that it was hate-based, was it? Wasn't it?
What the hell are you talking about?
Wasn't it more like ideal based? Like his ideals were
he also
for a
hated
Aryan
us.
race.
Right, and everything that wasn't a perfect Aryan race, he hated.
Yeah.
You don't do that to people if you don't hate them.
I don't necessarily know that that's true for a sociopath. Like, I don't know that hate was in his heart. You know what I mean? Like, hate is an emotion that I don't know if he ever experienced. The same way I don't think he ever experienced love.
I'm sure he experienced hate. He experienced hate when everybody was coming down on him with bombs.
I think all he experienced was ego.
I don't know. You tell us, when you were ripping the Barbie head off, what did you feel?
I don't remember, bro. Me and Chris were just cutting it up. We were having a good time. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Chris was scared.
I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think he was thinking about I don't think he was thinking about it that way. I think it was different. I think he just only cared about himself and thought he was like the smartest man on earth. But I'm not like super versed in it, so maybe I shouldn't speak on it. I don't. If I offended anybody, I apologize. That's not my intention here.
If I offended anybody, I apologize. It wasn't my intention, but he didn't get into art school.
I don't think what you said was offensive at all, but maybe people feel like I'm being offensive.
He's defending Hitler.
So, what if what
immediately goes off of that?
Quick change of topic. What if they were Nazi zombies, MW2 style?
MW2 style. Now, All right, I'm not gonna be a complete nerd and say which character am I.
And every day you wake up, you hear, ah.
After the 5th day, I would be very annoyed that I keep hearing that.
Dude, could
It
you
might even
imagine
be
being trapped
sooner.
in that house? That first house?
No, because there's no fucking escape from that house.
Dude,
That
talk
first
about
house,
crazy torturous. That's nuts. That'd be nuts.
because like when they came out with other maps, there was escapes from like the houses, and you had to
Yeah,
get to a different building
yeah.
and such. That house, there was the basement, there was the second floor, and that was it. You could not leave that
Mhm.
house. I'd go mad.
Good old days. That was a
As long as
great
I get to
game.
the mystery box and I have enough points, I'll be good.
That game was incredible.
It makes me want to replay it.
Well, I think what we have determined at the end of this is that if there is a zombie apocalypse, you have a severe handicap with
My family.
the need for it, the need for insulin. I have a severe handicap with 2 small children.
I also need to
Because
get my Zoloft.
do you need that though?
What, you want me walking around all sad?
So that's what I said about nicotine, bro. Like, I know you're being funny about it, but if there were really a zombie apocalypse, I think so many of these daily luxuries would just not be important. Same with like cigarettes. I think none of that shit would be
So are
important.
you putting nicotine and Zoloft in the same category? I don't make
Yes and no.
serotonin.
Yes and no. Look, I get it, bro. I do. I understand what you're saying. And I know there are many, many, many cases where, people would be really incredibly handicapped without some kind of SSRI. I don't take you as that kind of guy. I think it would be all right.
Yeah, I think I'll get my serotonin by chopping heads off.
I think you'd be all right. You'd figure it out. There are people, you know what I mean? Like people who are institutionalized, people who have really struggled in life and genuinely, you know, rely on those medications to make it through every day. They would be handicapped. Like they need it the way that you need insulin. I think insulin should if there's a zombie apocalypse, insulin is priority number 1 for you.
Of course. Yeah.
It has to be at all
But
times. You need to be every day thinking about how to get more insulin.
so okay. I was gonna get to this, but we completely went off track. My main goal, because you said like day one, what are you doing? My main goal is to get down to Mexico. That's where
Why
a lot
Mexico?
of that's where a lot of the insulin is made.
That's smart. Never would have thought
So
of
I
that.
want to get down to Mexico to get into one of these insulin making plants. Also, it would be smart to learn how insulin's made because I know you like in the 90s. I don't think they do it that much anymore, but it used to come from pigs.
That's interesting.
So if I just
So, riddle me
get a
this,
pig farm,
Batman. Let's say you cut sugar out of your diet entirely.
ain't gonna do nothing.
You still need the same doses of insulin,
Not the same doses.
so it would
So
help.
given in an apocalypse, like if, I'm definitely not going to be eating like I do now.
Sure, but
My
like
insulin.
you'll be eating bread, for example, and bread has a ton of sugar because the carbohydrates turn into sugar.
So what I go based off of is carbohydrates, like you just said. So how like my insulin dosage works is currently for every 4 carbohydrates, I take 1 unit of insulin.
Okay.
And that may seem, if somebody's listening to this and they're a diabetic and they know their ratios, that may seem like a high number. It is. I take a lot of insulin. I'm very insulin resistant. Um, like most people, it's like for every 20, they take 1.
Okay.
Um,
So if you cut down your carb consumption tremendously and you're just out there eating steaks or
mhm,
whatever, high protein, high fat diet, your insulin need would decrease.
correct.
Yeah, you would need to do that for sure.
But I would also, yeah, I thought, okay, yeah, we're just talking about zombie apocalypse. I thought you were talking about just in general. That would cut out my need for insulin.
Nah, bro.
I'll always need it. Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. I'll always need it. So yeah. So also though, you got to consider I'll be moving around a lot more than I am now.
Right. Especially if you're trying to walk to Mexico.
Yeah, cool. Because we've already established I'm not driving. Can't see anything.
Another another potential handicap in your survival of the zombie apocalypse is your lack of vision.
Is that a zombie or a friend? I can't tell. I see two of them. I gotta wait till they get close. My Fresnel isn't working.
The Winchester.
Settle. Wait for it to blow over with a pint. So yeah. So moving around, I'll definitely need less insulin. So even like with carbs, I'll need less insulin if I'm moving around a lot. I'll be all right.
All right. So priority number 1 is insulin. Priority number 2 is everything else.
Yeah, and while I'm grabbing the insulin at CVS, if I happen to see some sertraline, Zoloft, I'm grabbing it.
Yeah, of course, bro. Like for the beginning, but we're talking long-term survival here. That's why I said,
I see some oxys, I'm definitely grabbing that.
Nah, no way. Shit is dangerous in an apocalypse, bro.
Resale?
Dangerous. That's why it's dangerous, bro. You want to try to get killed out here?
Every day is going to be trying not to get killed.
I know, but by zombies. You trying to get killed by people?
It's going to be the same thing. Have you not watched The Walking Dead? Every season there's a new guy trying to kill them.
Bro. That's a TV show. That's not what a real true zombie apocalypse would be like. I don't think.
It would be absolutely fucking terrifying because of people.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The zombies will be scary, but people will be fucking terrifying.
Right. I would do everything in my power to like just stay in my own lane, you know?
Which is going to be very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. But like stocking up on Oxy to try to sell it to people.
Maybe I just want to take a good nap.
All right. Maybe. What do you think booze would do?
Nothing.
Think it doesn't matter?
Nah, I think nicotine goes over booze, in my opinion.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
How so?
How much vodka you got in that Gatorade?
How much vodka do I have in it? No,
yeah,
I opened it before.
Yeah, that is a bold statement. You think nicotine is more important than alcohol in an apocalypse situation?
Yes, because nicotine doesn't affect you in the same way that alcohol does. In the sense that you're drunk, you're not going to be able to swing a fucking machete correctly.
Got you. I see where you're coming from.
If I use nicotine to calm myself. That's what a lot of people use it for.
Sounds like you need to steal the Adderall. That would be the way.
I don't mean calm myself in that sense. I mean like anxiety. So if I don't have my nicotine and I'm all anxious and wired up, I need my nicotine. I quit smoking cigarettes 6 years ago, but I need my nicotine.
I think I quit smoking 6 years ago too, maybe 7.
You want to be friends?
Only vaping now and cigars.
I'll have the occasional cigarette if I'm out drinking. Like
I won't.
It's very rare.
I have not had a puff of a cigarette since my last cigarette.
Well, can't all be as cool as you.
Dude, I can't, bro. If I have a cigarette, I'm fucked. I was nicotine free completely for like 3 years.
What do you mean fucked?
I'm 100% back to smoking. If I take one fucking puff of a cigarette, bro. That's just how
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. That's how that's 100% what I thought. I used to smoke a pack and a half a day. That's 100% what I thought I would be like. I had the cigarette and I prefer this now.
So I quit cigarettes. I started vaping. I vaped for a few years. I went down to 0 milligram and I quit vaping. And then I was nicotine free for like years, for like 3 years, I think. And then I had a cigar. And that was on a camping trip that I went on. By the time I got home from that camping trip, I had 2 vapes, a humidor, and enough cigars to last me till next season.
That was the whole collection you just got? All 300?
Nah, not then. I mean, I built on it since then. But like that's why I say like, I can't have a single cigarette, bro. It's not in the cards for me.
I think you'd
Even
be
when I was
surprised.
smoking cigars, I can't have a cigarette. I don't want to be surprised. I don't want to know. I don't want to find out. I'm not having one.
Saying in a zombie apocalypse, you might be surprised.
I don't want nicotine in a zombie apocalypse, bro.
Okay, so
I want to be over it in 3 days, and those first 3 days are going to be so filled with adrenaline that I feel like quitting nicotine would be so easy
that's
for
true.
me.
That's very true.
Like, just fucking forget it. Throw it out, and it's not part of your life, you know, as you're struggling to survive every day.
If you are somebody who is a smoker and you are looking for a way to quit, in my opinion, distracting yourself
with a zombie apocalypse,
or no, just in general. Like when I was a kid, when I was in my teens, and I was a smoker, I went to diabetes camp for 2 weeks one summer, and the first couple of days I thought was going to be hell because I wasn't going to be able to smoke my cigarettes. But I was distracted because I was at diabetes camp and we were doing all these activities and shit. And by like the third or fourth day, I wasn't even thinking about it anymore. Naturally, I came home and immediately bought a pack of cigarettes. But while I was there, I was doing all right.
Yeah.
So if you are trying to quit, I think distractions are such a key.
And I think a zombie apocalypse would be a good enough distraction for me.
A hell of a distraction.
Yeah. I'd be like, nicotine, don't care. Go get medicine, antibiotics, acetaminophen, all the basics that I need.
Acetaminophen. That word I have such trouble remembering how to say.
I mean, Tylenol,
I don't know if it's just me.
Would work.
Yeah, I know what you were talking about.
Ibuprofen.
But acetaminophen.
I'm grabbing all of it, bro. I'm grabbing all that stuff. I'm grabbing NSAIDs. I'm grabbing pain relievers. I'm grabbing.
I don't know if it is the same by you, but every CVS by me, all that shit is locked up now.
I don't know. There's a Walgreens across the street. I'll pay attention next time I go in.
Yeah, all of that. They've locked up the soap. They've locked up the deodorant. Everything's locked up.
It's not like that by me. The deodorant's definitely not locked. That's another thing, bro. After a month or two, people will probably be rank.
Yeah, you'll be
zombie
used to
apocalypse. Damn. No deodorant? That's rough. That's like more concerning than no nicotine. Yeah, bro. Top of the list. Nah, I mean, we'd be all right with my kids. They're old enough now that they don't really need anything super special, we would just need like basic food, water. You know what I should buy now that we're talking about this is one of those life straws.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh my God, bro. There's such a cool survival tool. I'm going to buy one just to have one in the house.
What is it?
You can it's a straw, like big though. And you can put it into like a river or a lake or whatever and just drink right from it. And it filters everything that'll kill you out. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. They're dope.
Life straw.
Yeah. Shout out Life Straw, sponsor us.
Sponsor us. What was the other things? Solo Stove,
Liquid Death. I've been asking Liquid Death for a minute. I actually should just email them. I talk about them all the time on stream. I bet you they would sponsor me.
I highly doubt it.
Why? I get millions of unique views a year. I do. Look at the analytics. If you look at the analytics on my TikTok, I do get millions of unique views a year.
I can't. It's your TikTok.
Well, I'm telling you.
Everybody, follow me on TikTok so I can live stream. Zack Mo Martin. And then
Drew's live stream was super dope today.
Oh, the Godzilla. I only watched a little bit of it. I saw the Godzilla part.
I didn't see the Godzilla part. I was off by then. I just caught like a few minutes of it. But yeah, it was awesome. Shout out Drew. Good live stream. Pixel art. All right. Well, as usual, we didn't talk about really anything that we plan on talking about. Somehow we talked about a zombie apocalypse for the majority of our evening, but that's okay.
We got some collecting in there.
A little bit, yeah. Stamps, Pokemon, cigars, definitely.
Toes.
Oh my God, why did it have to come back up?
We got Hey, like I always say, This is The Collective, where you'll hear all things collecting and much, much more.
Much, much more.
And today was a much, much more.
Definitely a much, much more kind of episode. Well, thank you everybody for tuning back in. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on our socials. Make sure you interact with this podcast wherever you're listening. There's somebody out there downvoting our YouTube podcast, and Zack Mo really wants that hot dog. So make sure you.
Why you hating?
Make sure you upvote on YouTube,
hating?
Because evidently all the thumbs downs take away a thumbs up. And Zack Mo, we got at least 5 thumbs downs. We had 13 thumbs ups, and then I looked and we only had 8. So we got at least 5 people out there saying that you don't deserve a hot dog. So shout out, I guess they're on Team Collector, so shout out those people. But
no,
yeah, make sure you like all the make sure you like all the stuff. Like, subscribe, follow, share it out, comment, all that stuff. All the engagement helps. Everything that you can do to engage with these videos helps a lot.
You can leave us a comment of what's the first thing that you would do in a zombie apocalypse.
Definitely. That's a good idea.
Let us know. Join the Discord if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. Join the Discord. Find the hashtag The Collective and drop us a comment. Let us know what's the first thing that you would be grabbing in a zombie apocalypse. And you can also let us know how your week in collecting was. We'd love to hear it. And like you said, don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate everybody who's listening.
Same. Catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.